Hi there, in this video, I'll explain what there are in the Camtasia library. Also how I can use my library, which was created in the previous video. Then, I will explain different annotation types, which can be used on the canvas area. Alright, if you remember, at the end of the previous video, I created a new library, and add some parts of the project to the library. Note that, these media files, which are related to start and finish the final video, can be used for other projects too. Now, let me start a new project. First, let me import basic media files related to the new project. Alright, files have been imported to the media bin. Let's see what we have inside the Camtasia library. By default, Camtasia has a library with this name. It contains useful files that can be used in our projects. The first folder, Icons, includes many icons related to buildings, business, education, and so on, that can be used like this calculator. The second folder has some short videos, which are usually used as an introduction at the beginning of videos. For example, let me add this one to the timeline area. Note that, each object can be selected and also modified, like its color, size, position. Also we can use our text, like our website address. The next folder name is Lower Thirds. Here are some short videos, which are usually used to display a logo or text, at the bottom of our videos. For example, let me use this one. Similarly, I can change its properties like text, color, and size. Let me change its logo. Let's continue. Motion Backgrounds folder includes videos, which can be played as our videos backgrounds. Note that, if you need to use them, you may need to change their opacity, to see the original video. Alright, you may want to use the Music Tracks folder, to find and add a piece of music to your project. Let me clean the timeline area. Well, if you remember, I used one of them as the background music in the previous video. Note that, usually the entire volume of background music must be decreased. Alright, the last folder has two files, which are usually used at the end of videos. Note that, each object can be selected and modified. Well, in addition to the Camtasia library, as you saw in the previous video, we can have our library. Here, I have created 3 libraries before. Let me select this one, ebook files. Now, I can use these files. If you've seen my videos, you know I always start my projects with a short video that displays the PLC Goods logo. After that, let me use this video that was recorded from a PowerPoint file. That's a brief introduction to my video content. Now, let me back to my library, and add this file to the timeline. That describes the PLC Goods YouTube channel. As you can see, this file is slightly different from the previous 2 videos. Pay attention, it includes 2 media. Let me right-click and select Ungroup. As you see, the last inserted file includes a video and a sound. Also, I can right-click, and select Group. Well, several media files can be grouped in Camtasia. Note that, some videos of the Camtasia library actually consist of several media files, which were grouped together. Let's move these files to the left side. I'm careful that the 2 sounds do not overlap. Now, let me add the main video, related to one of our ebooks. Well, the first part of the inserted video is repeating. I can click on the split icon, and then delete the first part, but here is an easier way. I press Ctrl+Z to undo the last action. Now, let me click on the edge of the video and move the cursor, to delete the unwanted part of the video. Simple Arduino Mega 2560. Similarly, I don't want the last part of this video. I will finish this project, using videos in my library. Remember, the point and comma keys on the keyboard can be used to select the exact frame, which the video will be split from there. Now, let me use 2 videos from my library, and add them to the end of this project. Note that, I adjusted the properties of these videos one time, in the first project, like their size, position, and so on. Now, when I'm using them from the library, I won't need to change their properties again. Alright, let's back to the Camtasia library. As you see, here I can search desired files, based on their names. Well, another point is about managing the library. Here, we can export the Camtasia library, and then import that, on another computer. Also, if you click on Download More Assets, the Camtasia website will be opened, to download more useful files. For example, let's go to the Intros folder. Here, you can see a preview of videos to find your desired template, and then download it. Note that, you must enter the website, and also, some templates are not free. Alright, the next part, after the library, is Annotations tools. First, let's see a simple usage. As you know, this part of my project describes our YouTube channel. I want to show the number of videos, related to each subject. Now, let me add this one, to the timeline area. As you can see, I can change its position on the canvas easily, and also change its color. Now, let me write an appropriate text. As you know, when an object like a video, image, or annotation is selected, its properties can be adjusted on the right side. The inserted annotation has three types of properties, which are visual properties like its opacity and position, text properties like the text font and color, and also the annotation properties, like its shape or its outline color. Now, let me determine when the inserted annotation must disappear. Alright, this time the inserted annotation must be finished. Now, let me create a copy of the first annotation, to have another one, related to another video's types in our YouTube channel. Now, let me determine when the second annotation must be finished. Alright, the second annotation must be continued until here. Similarly, I will need another annotation. Alright, as you see, now, when the YouTube channel is described, suitable messages related to videos will be shown for viewers too. Note that, this type of annotations has 4 styles, let me select all of them. Similarly, other annotations can be used. Note that, here are other types of annotations. Arrows, lines, and shapes are similar to the first type, but without any text. The next group is different. For example, this one, blur a part of the canvas. Note that, when an object is placed directly on the canvas, its position on the timeline area, is where the playhead is. As you see, its properties are different. Now, let me use the last one. Pixelate annotation. It's similar to the blur annotation. Let me change the playhead position, and use another annotation. The spotlight. This one can be used to darken the area, which is not important. Now, let's look at the next group of annotations. Sketch motions. Here are some animations that draw on the screen, over a period of time. Let me use them. Like other annotations, we can customize their draw time, color, fade, and more in the Properties panel. Now, let me click on play, to see 2 inserted sketch motions. Notification bell, to receive the latest and the greatest content. Alright, the last group of annotations can be used to show on-screen keyboard activity. Alright, to use this annotation, click here, and then press desired keys on your keyboard. Camtasia automatically will detect pressed keys on the keyboard, and add them to the annotation. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we'll learn other Camtasia tools like transitions, behaviors, animations, and so on. Thanks for watching my content. If you have any question on this topic, make sure you leave them in the comment section below, and if you can spend a few seconds of your time liking as well as sharing this video, if you enjoyed it, that will mean a lot to me. If you have any suggestions for the channel, such as what kind of hardware or software I should be covering, then make sure to leave that in the comment section. See you next time. Bye bye.